All right, first of all, we just want to welcome everybody today. On behalf of the Matador Athletic Department, I'm Tim Slack, Associate Athletic Director, Sports Information Director. As everybody's aware of now, we made the announcement yesterday that our past head coach, Charles Harrell, over the last 10 years, has announced his resignation. We're going to allow him to make that announcement as to his future at a later date. But with college basketball being what it is and recruiting being so important and the timing of it all, we did want to welcome everybody here today and talk about the future of our program and just the exciting things on the horizon. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to my boss, our athletic director, Jerry Smith.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Let me ask our boss, our vice president, Brian Doak, to come up and make a few comments.
Well, thanks, Jerry. I'd like to welcome Kyle. Welcome to the group. I've had the opportunity to watch Kyle over two separate administrations under Coach Kelly Green and then again under Coach Harrell as the number 2 assistant, moving up to the number 1 assistant. And as Dr. Core likes to say, it's a great day to be a Matador, and Kyle exemplifies what it is to be a Matador, has been a Matador, and really lives the Matador way. And I'm super happy and thrilled that Kyle is taking over as our men's basketball head coach and being a part of our, well, he's part now, but a bigger part of our leadership and our team here. So, Kyle, welcome. I wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thanks, Brian. So first I'd like to just thank everybody for being here today. It's a great day for Arizona Western College Matador basketball. So I too would like to echo what Tim said to Charles. Charles has been a great asset to our program. He came here a little over 10 years ago with Kelly and soon took over our head men's basketball program. And with the help that he's had from Kyle and from Carter, our men's program has been at the top of the ACCAC consistently over the last 10 years. And Charles, I just want to personally say thank you to a great job. You'll certainly be missed at Arizona Western, but we wish you nothing but the best in your future. So to these young men over here who's going to continue to be a part of our program, for the rest of the coaching staff at Arizona Western College, certainly gives me great pleasure to introduce Kyle as our new head men's basketball coach. I think Kyle is very deserving. At Arizona Western, we started many years ago with Dr. Schoening, and we have moved several people up the ladder on our staff to be head coaches, and historically it's been good moves for us. And I certainly think this is going to be an outstanding move for Arizona Western College and for the men's basketball program. And I think people in the ACCAC and Region 1 and all across the NJCAA, we're going to be looking for great things from Kyle and the men's basketball program to move forward. And with the consistent winning that we've had, so Kelly was here when I came. So December, I'll have been here 17 years. That's a long time. When I came, Dr. Schoening said, you better stay at least 5 years. And I'll never forget the day that I went in to visit with him. And so I was sitting in his outer office and going in to have a conversation with him. And my wife, Mary, was sitting by me. And I started in his office, and he looked at her and he said, you come on in here and listen to what he says. Make sure he tells me the truth. So it's been a great time. It's been a great experience for me, for Dr. Schoening to hire me as the athletic director at Arizona Western College. People keep asking me, well, when are you going to quit? Well, I don't know. I'm not going to quit anytime soon because I want to be a big part of helping Kyle to move this program forward. So it's with great honor, players and fans and administration and faculty and and friends of Kyle's that we are here today to introduce Kyle Isaac as the next head men's basketball coach at Arizona Western College.
Oh, well, it's kind of lonely up here now. You may want to come sit back down, deflect some of the pressure. Well, thank you so much, Matador Nation, for coming here today. I sure appreciate everyone attending. And you look out here at the audience, and it's awesome to see our students here looking up here at us and the support that you guys have had and continue to have. I surely and greatly appreciate it. You know, I took a speech class back a long time ago, just like many of you have taken here, as public speaking. And again, one of the first things that they tell you is to open with an icebreaker, or a joke, or any kind of whatever you can do. And when I got in here this afternoon, it was a little bit of a different setup than what I was kind of expecting. I thought maybe, you know, when you see press conferences, you see a podium. And I was going to have kind of a little self-deprecating joke about my height, which, again, obviously I'm not the tallest guy in the world, but I was going to call Tim out for not having a step ladder up here so I could talk off the podium so you guys could see me. But anyway, it wasn't as good as probably it would have been, but again, that was where I was going to start off with what we're going to talk about today. I remember in 2008, August 2008, I came out here for the first time to Yuma, Arizona. And I was in my little car with my parents, and I'd never been really out to the West Coast, didn't really know anything about it. But again, obviously, I had read on the internet. Again, the internet was pretty popular, at least in 2008, and obviously I knew Yuma was hot. And we got out of the car. Coach Smith had gotten us a hotel at one of our really good hotel partners in Holiday Inn. And I just tell you what, you cannot prepare for 115-degree weather if you've never been in it. And while I say that, here we are in 2021, and I love Yuma, and I love the Yuma community, and I've never been more happy to be here. With that being said, I wanted to take a few moments to talk about some thank yous for family, for friends, for mentors, people that have helped me along the way to get to this moment in our journey together. I wanted to say thank you first off to my family, Violetta, Valeria, and Giselle. Thank you so much. You guys are a great coaching family. I know it's not easy being in a coaching family, but you guys have taken on that opportunity, and you guys have been fantastic. You know, a short story about the way Violetta and I met was 5 or 6 years ago. And you know, we were just communicating a little bit, you know, in this technology days, all you do is text each other. We didn't call each other. But we started dating, or we were getting to know each other in our communication, and we start to go on our first date. I go down and I pick her up, and we're communicating and finding more things out about each other. And, you know, it gets to the conversation, well, what do you do for a living? And she told me, oh, you know, I'm in marketing and communication. She was also a faculty member at the college there in San Luis. And she goes, well, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm a basketball coach. And I'm looking at her face, and I can see her face, and she's like, basketball coach? I don't want to date a basketball coach. I want to date a soccer coach. So that was our first introduction into our basketball family. But thank you so much. I love you, and I know that through the wins and the losses, you guys are always there for support. To the two most influential people in my life, my dad and my mom, thank you for always believing in me and supporting me and pushing me. I wasn't going to try to get emotional, but anybody that knows me knows that my parents are a big part of my life. I know it's never been easy with me, but you've always been there and you always had my back, and I thank you so much. I know you wanted to be here today, but we kind of put this on so short in as far as the time goes, but I know you're watching, and thank you so much. Again, I can't thank you enough. But moving on to a funny story in regards to my parents. So I waited around to call them on Tuesday after Brian had got it through to the cabinet and got it officially approved. And I waited around to call them because I wanted to call them for FaceTime, and I knew that they would be at home. So with Violetta and myself, we call them. They know it's a kind of a celebratory celebration, but yet my dad was kind of overly happy. And it got to the point where it was a little bit awkward. And I was like, Dad, what's up? What's going on? I thought he was going to be like, oh, you're great. You're going to be leading the team. Can't wait to watch. But he goes, you know what? I'm just so happy I can finally cut you off. And it just went straight for the dagger for the pocketbook. But again, anybody that knows my dad, that he was just joking. But that's the first thing that he went with. I've been really blessed to have been around a lot of great programs and a lot of great mentors. And I kind of just wanted to go briefly through some of the stops in the journey that have led to this spot to today. I graduated from Brownfield High School, and I know some people, especially the Brownfield High School tennis team, is watching. And, never set yourself short. I mean, put that goal out there, and then you can reach that goal as long as you have points on the way that you're going to be able to get there. I graduated from Brownfield High School, and like a lot of our guys, I'm going to go to Division I, I'm going to go to a 4-year school right out of high school. And we all take different paths. And again, going back to the leadership and the guidance from my parents, my mom said, Kyle, you're not ready to go to a 4-year school. You're not ready to go to Texas Tech. You're going to go to a community college first. And that was one of the best decisions that she ever helped me make, was to help me be put into a situation where I could succeed. I went to South Plains College, and again, I was able to get my first job in college basketball with Steve Green. And again, we've mentioned Kelly Green, and it'll be a pattern with the two Green brothers in the successes that I've had in college basketball. Coach Green gave me my first opportunity to be a student manager at South Plains College. I learned so much from him on how to operate a top-tier college basketball program. I appreciate you. You've always been there for me, and I look forward to talking to you soon. With Coach Green being so close and South Plains being so close to Texas Tech, and that was always where I wanted to attend school, Coach Green had a great relationship with Coach Bob Knight. And Coach Green was able to get me to be able to... She's not real happy over there, is she? He was able to get me on there at Texas Tech as a student manager. And again, Coach Green laid the foundation for me to move on to that program, and I will always be thankful for him for that. While I was at Texas Tech, again, if you ask me, and if you ask Coach Harrell, who had some of the similar paths that I have, we were able to work for arguably the best college basketball coach that's ever coached the game. One thing that I've always learned from Coach Knight, and one thing that Coach Harrell was always great at, was keeping things simple. Coach Knight, for 40 years, kept his basketball practices on index cards, 3x5 for 40 years. And again, I know that I will definitely have a problem with that, because and Coach Harrell will tell you, next time you guys can interview him, that Isaacs, all he wants to do is add things and put things in. But again, that was one thing that they did great, and that was keeping things simple. And I appreciate Coach Knight. Being a young student of the game of basketball, there's probably not a better place to learn in that setting, in that institution that we had there at Texas Tech from Coach Knight. It was an awesome setting. I was so privileged to be a student manager and then moving on to being a graduate assistant. After I left Texas Tech, I came on the train to Yuma, Arizona. And, Yuma has been great for me. It provided me with my first college job. It provided me with a wife. It provided me with a family. And, again, going back to Coach Green at South Plains, he was instrumental in getting me my first college job here with his brother at Arizona Western College. Coach Green, Kelly Green, I guess we need to be specific here, thank you so much for giving me my head job. For giving me my first assistant college job. I appreciate it. You took me under your wing as a young student of the game, and I learned so much from you, and I just want to appreciate you for the first opportunity. I was here with Kelly for 2 years, and then I moved on to Texas A&M Kingsville University back in Texas, and I worked for Coach Pete Peterson, and that was a great, awesome experience going from being the second assistant here to being the first assistant at a 4-year institution. Coach Pete, thank you so much for showing me the way, showing me how to lead, and most specifically, thank you so much for showing me the great X's and O's of your offense. I hope to further that here with Arizona Western College. After I left Texas A&M Kingsville, a really good friend of mine called me up and said, hey, I'm here at Arizona Western College, and I would like for you to come back and be an assistant with me as I'm taking over the program for Kelly Green. And, you know, it was really a no-brainer because, again, the family atmosphere that we have here at Arizona Western College from our leadership, not only locally here in the athletic department, but from our administration over the course of the whole college, brought on by Dr. Schoening and carried over through Brian and then now Dr. Core. And again, it was a no-brainer opportunity for me to come back to AWC. Charles, thank you so much for believing in me, for giving me the opportunity to come back. We have great memories. We've had great success, and that was all due to your leadership. You got our guys to play hard, you got our guys to play smart, and you got our guys to play together. Thank you, and this place will always be your place. You're always free to come back here, and you're always free to call and talk to any of our guys. We appreciate you, and thank you so much. Just lastly, when I wanted to mention, to talk about mentors, and he's not able to be here today, but that's the legend Jim Amick. He took me under his wing in the fall of 2008, and he's been a dear friend for both myself, Coach Rowe, Coach Green, and Coach Harrell. Thank you for being there for us. Thank you for showing us that there are other ways to play the game of basketball, just not man-to-man. Thank you for being a mentor and showing us how to be a good father, how to be a good husband. But most of all, thank you for just being a good friend. We look forward to our talks always when we talk to you on the phone, and hopefully we can get you back out here when it not in the midst of a pandemic. Thank you, Coach Amick. Lastly, I want to say thank you to the administration here at Arizona Western College. Thank you to Dr. Core, to Brian Doak, to Dennis Booth, to the District Governing Board, to Dr. Schoening, to Cindy Evans, Elias Escobar, Tim Slack, and especially the best athletic director in the country, and Jerry Smith. Without you, none of this would be possible for any of us here at Arizona Western College. We appreciate your leadership, and we always appreciate you having our back. Thank you so much. I know I'm talking a lot up here, and normally I'm real brief, but just bear with me a couple more seconds, please. I just spoke and I talked about the administration here. I really believe we share the same vision, a vision of helping students in the classroom, a vision of helping students cross the stage in May, like we will in 2 weeks. We've got, for sure, at least one that will graduate and cross the stage, and 2 that will graduate but won't be able to participate in commencement. A vision to continue to be active and part of the community. Coach Harrell has set a great precedent for our active community involvement, and we will continue to strive for that here at AWC. A vision to continue to win and win at a high level. Again, we don't have to reinvent the wheel here. Again, throughout all the different leadership here, from Coach Harrell to Coach Green to Coach Amick, a winning tradition has been here for forever. I mean, 19 ACC/AC conference championships, 20 Region 1 championships, and 15 NCAA tournament berths. Again, we don't have to reinvent the wheel here. We just have to continue to keep the program going down that path. And then, most importantly, a vision of being and continue to be part of the Matador family. With that being said, does anybody have any questions or comments, curiosities?
You talked about continue the winning tradition. I talked about all the achievements the school's accomplished and not having to reinvent the wheel. But what's kind of your philosophy of basketball, offensively and defensively, and even recruiting?
Jackson, how do I know that's where you're going to go? That's a great question. So, again, I wasn't real specific on that. But one thing that I can tell you, both offensively and defensively, we're going to play hard, we're going to play smart, and play together. In community college basketball, there's so much turnover from year to year. And, you know, it is really one of the harder – community college level is one of the harder levels because there is so much turnover. And on a year-in-year basis, Coach Harrell and myself and Coach Rowe and the other assistants that have been here throughout the years, in August, we'll see what we can do well, both on offense and defense, and then we'll construct a plan that will put our guys in successful positions to make the most out of it. Sorry, I couldn't commit one way or the other.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
On your appointment. And I'm assuming this is the first time you've taken a head coaching role, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, with my question being, through the years with Coach Knight, the Green brothers, Coach Harrell, going up the ranks and the different roles that you had in the game of basketball from a coaching standpoint and assisting coaches, what would you say would be the greatest lessons you've learned through those years that you're going to carry with you now that you're the head coach of the AWC men's basketball team? Well,
for sure. I mean, starting with Coach Harrell and Coach Knight, it was about keeping it simple. Again, not overloading them. And again, like I said, and I know Coach Rowe, we like to overload. But we got to keep it simple, and that's why Coach Knight was successful for over 40 years over the course of 4 different decades, because he was able to keep it simple and keep it easy for his kids that he had. And the same thing for Coach Harrell for this last decade that we were here. We kept it simple for him, and we made it easy. So that would be one of the things that I would take. From Steve Green, Coach Green, again, that was back 2002. Again, the game has changed so much. But Coach Green has been able to be successful there at South Plains College for them. I mean, he's won 3 national championships. Coach Harrell was part of one, and you know, he's evolved. He's not doing now what he did when I was there in 2002. But his situation was having a great relationship with his players and getting them to play hard. You know, now he's evolved to what the current game is, and that's all about shooting. And his teams have been really able to shoot the ball and shoot the ball really well. And then, you know, when Coach Green was here, Coach Green had a great success with post players. And now in today's game, you know, the post play is, I don't know, kind of obsolete. But I was here with Coach Green for 2 years, and again, I learned that you know, that's the way he played, and that was a great opportunity for me to learn great post game from Coach Green.
And how beneficial is it you for a guy taking over your first head coaching position, not being in an unfamiliar situation? You've been in this program for 12 years now. How much easier does that make this transition going from an assistant to the head job?
It makes it really easy. Because, again, there's been so much continuity here at Arizona Western College with, I believe Kelly was here for 10 or 11 years. Charles was here for 10 years. And we'll start the program just the way that they taught me to do it. Just continue to work hard, to communicate, to have good relationships with our guys. Again, I'm sitting up here talking to you today, but, again, it starts with these guys right out here. Getting them to do well in the classroom, staying on them to do well on the floor, getting them across that stage in May. And those are the most important things. The moment it starts to be about whoever is sitting in this chair, then you've truly lost the full purpose of the position. Again, it's to help these young men. Again, you wake up every morning, and it's how can we get so-and-so to do better in math class? How can we get so-and-so to do better in English class? And that's the attitude and thought process that you have to wake up working with every morning. And I've had great mentors in Coach Harrell and Coach Green here at Arizona Western. That's what their sole focus was in doing.
So as you take this program forward, kind of give us what your vision is overall in regards to just how you want men's basketball, the brand of it, being Arizona Western College Matadors, to be seen not only in this community but nationwide.
So again, taking things from all of our different stops, we want everyone to know, or everyone to say, gosh darn, Arizona Western College plays hard. They play smart, and they play together. Again, we've done that for the last 10 years with Coach Harrell, and we want, again, when you have that, when people think about your teams and they say that they play hard, that is truly a great honor and a great privilege that they say that about your teams. I believe that's the sole purpose, is if you can get your guys to play hard, if you can get them to buy in, that half the battle is done. And then just put them in positions to be successful.
All right, with that, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Media, we will make him available, as well as Coach Smith for a couple minutes after if you guys need anything else. But again, on behalf of Arizona Western, we just want to thank you guys so much for coming, and thank you again for your time today, and congratulations, Coach.
Don't forget that step stool next time. I already took that over right now. Coach Carrillo is a legend in our conference. Again, yeah, I mean, he's a legend in our conference, and we look forward to competing against him on I guess 2 times a year.
Well, thank you all again. We appreciate it.